right, so we are at the Truett's Luau.
Ruth is a super fan of Gone with the Wind. Alright, woke up the next day, went down to the lobby, had a little bit of breakfast. You see Mom very briefly in the background there getting stuff for her and Tommy. And then it was pretty much an all-day out day, Gone with the Wind. Let's get it.
Good morning. Not really a later start to the day, about a little earlier than the last few days, I feel like, start-wise. Heading out to do some more Gone with the Wind related things, and then we have a dinner with some friends today. Unlike the last time, I'm going to actually try to get a little bit of video or something, even if it's just something that I put like music over or a voiceover or something. But we have about 23 more miles till we get to our first destination, or at least till our next prompt by the GPS. So unless something happens or funny conversation or whatever, we'll check in with you in a little bit. You have anything you want to say?
No, I'm excited. Had a good day yesterday, and I'm looking forward to seeing what we see today.
Yeah, me too. All right, we'll talk to you in a little bit. All right, our first stop is the Central Library. We're supposed to see some more Gone with the Wind and Margaret Mitchell related stuff. Once we get in and whatever, we'll see what we are and aren't allowed to get pictures of, all that sort of stuff, and we'll update you in a little bit. Okay, so we're in the library now. Gotta talk quietly because it's a library. I was told pictures and video are okay just as long as we don't get like other people, things like that. So I'm gonna get a quick view of the library because there doesn't really seem to be any other people in sight right now. So this is the third floor, which is like special collections and stuff. So we're gonna walk around a little bit and then we're gonna try to find the Margaret Mitchell stuff.
So here's the interesting thing about the library was that we went in, we got permission to record in there. They said, you know, as long as we don't record other patrons, things like that. So we made our way up to the third floor for special collections to find the Margaret Mitchell stuff.
Now we're gonna take our time trying to find, well, now we're gonna find them. Oh, there's a special collections.
I lost Mom and Tommy at one point, but if you see these empty glass pieces, this was the special collections section where a lot of Margaret Mitchell, the original author of Gone with the Wind, a lot of her stuff had been, and by the time I got there, Mom was asking behind the counter about this collection that was seemingly missing.
So it looks like they may not have the stuff because there was glass fractured on the...
So yes, as you could see there, the glass had been damaged. Obviously it had been replaced and they were getting ready to display all of the Margaret Mitchell stuff once again. However, it wasn't out. Mom was a little upset. While she was talking with the person, I decided to come get this footage of this nice display that they had. The library was 5 floors, just as a quick aside. We did end up going to, I believe, one or two of the other floors briefly, but yeah, you could pause to read that sign there. And then we got the coolest thing ever, where the assistant manager, and I forgot to catch her name, and I'm normally really good with that sort of thing, so please forgive me. I will give the library itself a shout out in the comment or in the description below. But she came and she gave us basically a personal history of all of the items. Physically going through them, not just having them on display, such as the original published copy dedicated to Margaret Mitchell, signed by all the people, and then the 1 millionth copy, which was just 6 months later, with a special dedication page for her once again. Things like her award, National Book Award, which Mom got to physically handle. Some of these reference guides and international versions of the book. It was incredible. It was an experience we never would have gotten had this display not been damaged, or the structuring around this display not been damaged. So, you know, man plans, God laughs, as I say often on this series, as well as in my life. This painting originally about the green dress, which I've talked about previously, as well as this award from the trustees of Columbia University. There were some pictures that were included Mom got to have, and copies of screenplays, original screenplays, and shooting screenplays, which sometimes are different, as some of us may know. But Mom got to sometimes this stuff is normally just behind the glass, and so it was so incredible seeing her get to light up, seeing Mom get to light up and be able to see these things and touch these things and hear the history of this book and this story, both book and then transition into film, that clearly meant so much to her, and continues to mean so much to her. I know it's something that she eventually wants to share with me one day, and she's probably been waiting my entire life to do so. But just seeing stills from the movie here, the various cast members, things like that. Now, we do have most of this video and most of this personal background. We have it uncut, and we have the audio of this woman from the library giving us this personal history. And if that's something you'd like, we can easily upload that. Well, I mean, I don't know if we can easily upload it, but we could figure out a way to get it out there. Definitely go and see these displays for yourself if you're a big Margaret Mitchell and or Gone with the Wind fan. But if that's something you'd like to hear, or if you'd like to hear Mom's alternative commentary on this, let us know in the comments below, and we can maybe even do a separate video with all of that sort of stuff. But that was pretty much our experience in the Central Library in Atlanta.
All right, so we just got done at the library. May have thrown some things in there. What did you think?
I loved it. I was very impressed. The fact that the librarian went and got the research material and everything to show us.
Gave us a whole thing that we wouldn't have got otherwise.
Yeah, it was really neat.
Just outside the library, I got some of the cool architecture and some of the buildings and things like that just outside of the library in downtown Atlanta. We then went to the Margaret Mitchell house. Mom went in there and got some stuff. I didn't necessarily think it was my place to share some of those pictures and video. Here's the outside of the house. But again, if that's something you'd like, let us know in the comments below.
Okay, so when we got to the Margaret Mitchell house, parking was not great. There must be something going on in downtown Atlanta today. I don't know if that's downtown Atlanta, but whatever it is, because we saw all sorts of signs for event parking and a bunch of other stuff. So Tommy and I sat in the car. Mom went in, did her thing.
This is just the sign saying that it was closed and we had to find another way in. Ugh.
So now we're trying to figure out to get into the Gone with the Wind Museum. But the entrance is closed, so we got to go somewhere else, it looks like, to get to it.
So now this is the actual Gone with the Wind Museum. The other one we had visited previously was called Road to Terra. This is the actual Gone with the Wind Museum in Marietta, Georgia. While Mom and Tommy were a little preoccupied, I started getting some initial pictures and video and things like that of some of the cool things that they had just waiting in the foyer area. As I had said just moments ago about the Margaret Mitchell house, now that was I believe it was the home that she lived in. I think it's since been rebuilt, but it has a lot of stuff about her, the author. And as I said, I didn't go in. Tommy and I stayed in the car for that, but Mom has a bunch of pictures and video and things like that about the house, about the history of things there, and whatever else was on display there. Now, if that is again something you'd be interested in, if you're full on Gone with the Wind and that's what you're here for, let us know and we will figure out a way to make that its own separate video. But for now, this is various things around the actual Gone with the Wind Museum here in Marietta, Georgia, including some different books, some sequel books, some displays of actual costumes used at the Road to Terra Museum. Some of them were original costumes, I believe. Some of them were replicas. This has actual screen used costumes from the film. This has original artwork, original posters, letters written back and forth from various actors to studios to other directors and things. It was pretty incredible to see. I believe there's an Oscar in here as well. And I just went around and I just got as much footage as I could. At one point, you'll even see a picture that Mom got of me getting some stuff, because it was so insane how many things. There's a paper mache of Scarlett O'Hara in the green curtains dress. Again, various dolls, various costumes, all sorts of things there. And again, if you'd like to hear, you could pause to read any of these little placards. I tried to get them. Definitely go and check out this museum for yourselves. Again, if this is something you're even remotely interested in. I looked at it from the perspective of the history of literature, the history of cinema, not as a Gone with the Wind fan. And even I was able to find a whole heck of a lot that was interesting to me because of how much people love this story. And then here on the outside, the statue of Scarlett O'Hara and her husband with Mom there.
Okay, so we got invited to a dinner, so we want to bring something to our hosts. So we decided to go with some wine. Hopefully, people don't criticize us too much. I'm not a wine person. Comment your favorite wine down below. Let us know your thoughts. Did we get a good one? Did we not get a good one?
My favorite wine is the one somebody else bought.
Maybe that's their opinion too. We shall find out.
And the night ended with some delicious food, some wonderful conversation with some friends. The wine was a big hit. I didn't get as many pictures and video and things, but this is Tommy with his childhood best friend, Robert. Absolutely wonderful person. This is Mom and Tommy and Robert and his wife, Patty. And then they wanted me to get in the picture as well, taken by one of their lovely granddaughters. It was just a wonderful time overall.
Okay, so we just got done at our friends, the Javers house. And again, didn't get really a whole lot of footage. There wasn't really a good time.
No, but it was nice.
There was a good time. There wasn't a good time to get video.
Right. Yeah, we had a great time, but yes, to get pictures, there wasn't really the opportunity.
Yes,
is the word
opportunity. Yes.
But it was a great visit. Their kids and their grandkids, most of them were here, and we had a really nice stay, and just visiting with everybody.
Yes, and sometimes that's important, is to kind of put this down and focus on what's actually happening, not necessarily just getting this. And that's your reminder to do that for yourselves. We're heading back to the hotel, and
the other thing is put yourself in the pictures. Don't just take the pictures.
Yep, I got that at the very, very end there. So we'll probably talk to you tomorrow as we venture out for our last full day here in Georgia.